Hello BookTube, Sarah here, and welcome to Novel Expectations. Today I'm coming to you with my October 2016 TBR. I know I'm a few days behind on this TBR, but I am super duper excited about it. I had fully meant to film this and the other videos last week, and they were supposed to go up last week, but that didn't happen because unfortunately I got sick and the weekends were busy, and you guys know how it goes. Life happened. So, like much of BookTube, from the videos I've been watching over the last week or so, most BookTubers, it seems, are going to be reading nothing but scary books, or a lot of scary, more frightening, more Halloweenish type books in the month of October, and I am no different. I love October. It is my favorite month of the year. It's Halloween, it's cozy sweaters, it's hand-knit socks, it's pumpkin spice lattes. I'm not a summer and hot heat person. This I love, and it could stay October all year round for all I could, if I actually had a say in the matter. So let me jump into my TBR, because I'm sure that's what you guys are actually here for. So as I said, all these books are more on the Halloween scarier side. So to start off with, in my quest to get through the entire Crew of Hunters series by Heather Graham, on to book 2 this month, and that would be Heart of Evil by Heather Graham, as I said, second book in the Crew of Hunters series. This one is about another one of the characters, Jake, who was introduced in the first book. This is his story now, and also takes place in New Orleans. And pretty much during this fabulous dinner party at this old plantation, this body is found hanging from one of the crypts. So the heiress of this plantation hires the Crew of Hunters to come in and investigate what happened. So I'm really, really looking forward to this one. First book was so good. I read the first book twice, I think now. This was just the second time I read it. But I think I've read a couple of the other books in the series, but it's been like hit or miss. Not hit or miss with me liking them, but maybe I read book 10 and then maybe book 18. So it's really fun kind of going through the series now. And I know that these books can be read standalone. You don't have to read them in order. But I think it's going to be fun, especially if you are introduced to characters in previous books and then you get to see them kind of migrate on to the next book. Next book on my list is Haunted Bridges by Rich Newman. Some of these you guys might be familiar with when I did my last book haul and unboxing, that I had just bought some of these. So this is essentially as it sounds. It is a true ghost stories, if you will, about haunted bridges all over the U.S. And this sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm so excited about reading it. Next up, Lizzie by Evan Hunter. This book, also one that I just bought recently. Sorry about the lighting. Can't decide if it wants to pour down rain or be bright and sunny, so who knows. But anyway, I didn't realize when I bought this book, I thought it was a new release. It actually came out in the early 1980s, I think. But it's essentially, as it sounds, it's the story of Lizzie Borden, and it is takes place, I think it's more about her trial, whereas Secrets of Lizzie Borden that I read earlier this year focused more on her life before the murders and a little bit afterwards. So this one should be interesting. I like getting different authors' takes on this story because it really is a story that fascinates me. Next up, the book that I'm actually currently reading, which is called Campfire Stories of Western Canada by Barbara Smith. This is pretty much a book of short stories, and I mean very short stories, like 1 or 2 minutes a chapter. It's a very short little book. It would actually be great for, I don't want to say younger kids, because some of the stories might be a little too scary. They're not gruesome at all. They're more on the creepy urban legendy type side. And I read through about a half a dozen of them so far, and they're really cute, and I really like them. Like, I shouldn't use the word cute because they're meant to be scary. And some of them are quite scary. At least to me, and I'm a big wimp, so I will say that. But yeah, so far I'm liking it, and it's really fun to read about stories that take place in my country, which, I am from I'm from central Canada. I'm Ontario. I'm in southern Ontario, so, the center of the universe, essentially, in Canada. But it's fun to read about other places in the country, and I think these might have been word of mouth stories, or passed down through generation type stories, like I said, urban legends. These really would be great to take with you if you were going camping with your family, and if you had slightly older kids that you think might be able to enjoy this kind of thing. And next, I decided to read 2 Harlequin books this month. Even though Harlequin is not exactly known for their Halloween-y, spooky type stories, I did find a couple, and it was actually kind of fun being on the hunt for some. There's one that I read about 3 or 4 years ago, and it's actually a Harlequin historical, and it's called Halloween Husbands, and it's 3 short stories that take place around Halloween, and it's like one is in the American West, one is Regency England, I think, and one is like medieval times. And it was really good, but I read it not that long ago. It was a couple years ago, so I might actually hold off and read that one again next year because I really enjoyed that one. But for this year, the first one that I found actually just came out this month, and it's called Her Halloween Treat by Tiffany Resin. It is a Harlequin Blaze novel, so it is very spicy. It is the first book in the Men at Work series, and it's about a woman by the name of Joey, and after she finds out that her boyfriend is actually married, which, you know, isn't exactly the way it's supposed to go, she heads off to her family's remote cabin in Oregon to, you know, kind of detox and, you know, decide what she's going to do next with her life, and meets a local handyman. So I know it doesn't exactly scream scary, spooky Halloween-y, but I think this is more adult Halloween, if you know what I mean. So we'll have to see what I think about it. And the last for the main books in my TBR is called Something Wicked by Evelyn Vaughn. This is a Silhouette bombshell. It is now a defunct series, category series from Harlequin. These were really, really great books, and I'm sad that they no longer make them. They were like very much espionage, paranormal, like it kind of ran the gamut of stuff, but it was like outside of the norm. It wasn't your typical, you know, romance novel where it's like boy meets girl, or, you know, princesses, or she meets a duke, or what have you. These were really fun. Now, this story is about a woman who is a witch, and she comes from a family of witches. Her and her sister were witches. Now, when I say that, the kind of witches that I mean are not the hocus pocus type witches from that movie, but more the practical magic movie type witches, which I love both those movies, by the way. So then the sister's killed, and the main girl has to kind of use her powers to find her sister's killer. It does kind of sort of sound along the same lines as practical magic, except I think Nicole Kidman's character doesn't get killed. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I really, really am excited about reading this one. I had the book years and years ago, and I remember the cover because the cover is distinct to me. The fact that there's like, I mean, I know it's drawn on the ground, but there's a pentagram on the cover, and in a contemporary romance novel, okay, albeit a paranormal contemporary romance novel still, and a mainstream one of all things, to have that on there kind of stood out to me. So I did buy it, and I don't know where it's gone. I know I purged a ton of books, like physical copies of books when I moved. And this one jumped right into my head when I thought about which books I wanted to read for Halloween. And I'm so happy I found it on the harlequin.com website as an ebook. Kindle did not have it, which was really weird because Kindle has everything. But they did not have this one, so I was able to get it, and I'm super duper excited that I did. So, along with all those books, I also plan on reading 2 of my Back to My Childhood books. Now, I had originally thought to myself, I'm like, you know, reading The Babysitter's Club and Sweet Valley High, I don't know if I really want to get into that in the month of October. I want to read more scarier books, and I don't really have any for my Back to My Childhood, so I'll just skip them for the month of October. And then I thought, silly girl, what books are you actually reading through? Sorry, I'm trying not to spill my tea. The Fear Street series. How much more perfect for Halloween could you possibly get? So I'm going to be reading the second book and the third book in the Fear Street series this month. The second book is called The Surprise Party, and it says on the front, "It was just another party until the threats began." And then the third book, now these are not numbered, but I know they're numbered on Goodreads, so I'm reading them through that way, that the way that Goodreads has them numbered. And the second one is called The Overnight. Both of them are by R.L. Stine. And the second one is They shared her terrible secret, but could they get away with murder? Which, if you were a kid in the 90s, you know a very, very famous movie that sounds like that, and it's I Know What You Did Last Summer. So both of these should be super good. The covers are uber creepy. So sorry about the light. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to those 2. And the last thing I plan on reading this month is something else that I've already started, and that is my audiobook for the month. I found that I have been reading, the majority of my audiobooks that I've been listening to have been nonfiction. I don't know what it is. I think nonfiction just lends itself well to audio. Um, Almost like you're in a, I know this is going to sound weird, but almost like you're in a class listening to a professor give like a lecture or something. So the book that I plan on reading this month, and I actually searched Lizzie Borden on Audible to see if I could find anything, because like I said, I've kind of been on this Lizzie Borden kick. And the book I actually found is called American Murder Houses, a coast-to-coast tour of the most notorious houses of homicide. And this is a book by Steve Leto, and it is narrated by Barry Press. I just started it. It's only like 7 or 8 hours long, but they go through 29 different houses that are still standing that murders took place in. And I mean, super duper creepy. I'm only about 20 minutes into it. I just started listening to it yesterday on the way to the dealership to get my car looked at. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really good one for October, and I am thoroughly excited about it. So, the other thing I want to talk to you guys about before I let you go for my October TBR is what is going on with my channel in the month of October. I alluded to something earlier, I think last month in September, that I had some plans for October. Now, I've been watching a lot of BookTube videos, and a lot of people have been talking about doing all different kinds of read-alongs in October, spooky read-alongs, different kinds of read-alongs, and, you know, doing different types of videos, Halloween-related, book-related. But the idea that kind of came to my head, and actually I think it was back in the springtime, because Halloween is probably my favorite holiday. Christmas runs very, very close to it, but Halloween, I've always loved Halloween. So even though I don't like being scared, I'll be honest, I'm a big, huge wimp when it comes to scary stuff. But anyway, what I'm going to be doing is for the last week of October, from the Monday before Halloween, so Halloween falls on a Monday this year, so the Monday before to the Halloween Monday, I'm going to be filming and posting, well, I'm going to be posting a video every day. I'm going to be pre-filming like I always do, but I'm going to be posting a different video every day for 8 days. And I'm calling it Halloween week, and I've already picked out what kind of videos I'm going to do. I have a list. I'm doing a couple tags. One is a Halloween tag. One is a more fall kind of harvesty tag. One is actually an Alice in Wonderland tag, which Alice in Wonderland, dressing up, Halloween, it all kind of goes together. I also plan on doing a couple videos on my favorite books and favorite Halloween movies. My normal Friday Reads video, which I'm trying to get back into doing again. And then the real kind of extra special thing that I really wanted to do for this, I was trying to think of something that would kind of maybe set me apart from some of the other videos that everybody else is going to be doing for Halloween. My husband and I are actually hoping to, sometime this month, do something called Haunted Toronto, which is like a walking tour, and it takes you through different haunted areas in the city of Toronto. And even though I don't like being scared, it's not a haunted house, so it's not that put on people dressing as zombies kind of thing. Again, it's like a group, it's like a tourist thing. It's like if you went to a museum and were looking at paintings, but it's through Haunted Toronto, and that appeals to me to no end. The scary I don't like is the zombies. The blood, guts, and gore I have no interest in. The true to life stuff that this ghost may be haunting this thing or this place, that completely appeals to me. It terrifies the living daylights out of me, but it appeals to me. So what I thought about doing was, if we get a chance to do that, I'm going to try and get some video. And even if we don't get to do it, I'm still going to film a couple videos, like do a part 1 and a part 2 of Haunted Toronto for you guys. And I'm going to do some research on it and try and find, 4 or 5 different stories of different areas in the downtown core or in and around Toronto that have ghost stories attached to them, and kind of maybe do like a sitting down telling you guys some fun stories. I'm going to do that over the weekend before Halloween, so on the Saturday and Sunday before Halloween. That's my plan right now. But I hope you guys are going to like that. I'm really, really excited about doing it. When I came up with the idea for it, like I said, I got really excited, and I know it's not book related. I know it doesn't really have anything to do with BookTube per se, but I just think for Halloween, it's going to be super duper fun. So anyway, guys, this video has gone on long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them, or if you're interested in reading them as well. Oh, also, before I let you go, my other one book that I plan on reading this month is I Want to Read The Raven, which I know is a short story / poem. and it's by Edgar Allan Poe. I think it's only like 60 pages long, or maybe even less than that. But I actually plan on reading that during Halloween week. So if anyone wants to join me in a Raven read-along, please let me know. I mean, it's going to be like the world's easiest read-along. If I can use this pun, it'll be dead easy. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested in joining me on that one. And that's about it, guys. So till my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Bye.